Good evening, and welcome to Sports Line Radio. My name is Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato, and I am broadcasting live from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, the sports and gaming capital of the United States of America. And you are listening to this program right here on 910 AM WBR CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. And, of course, you can also listen live to this show at PelicanSportsTV.com, PelicanSportsTV.com. You can listen to all of the stuff that comes on Pelican Sports Radio, 910 AM WBR, on PelicanSportsTV.com. And, of course, you can always listen live on the 910 AM WBR app. The 910 AM app. I got it, Cap. It's early, man. Just hit the button and boom. Boom. And I love it. I mean, it doesn't get any easier. You hit one button, and the next thing your phone turns into radio. You got to love it. You got to love it. All right, so I'm glad to be here, and I'm glad to have you there. That's my man Tommy Christ saying. That's his line on his program. I'm gonna take a quote from my man TK later in the program, when I make my selection in the ball game between the LSU Tigers and the BYU Cougars. I'm gonna use a quote. I'm not gonna quote him because I don't remember exactly what he said. You know what I'm saying? But I got an idea what he said. So we're gonna do that later on. The good and the bad, of my man Tommy Christ. And so I'm definitely glad to be here. And don't forget, every Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., we do a show called Sports Line here on the radio. We're going to be picking football games against the spread, pro and college games against the spread. We're going to mostly focus on the Saturday college football games and the Sunday NFL games because I YouTubed the show. I taped the show and put it up on YouTube. And that way anybody that watches it Friday night or early on Saturday, you can get all the information instead of hearing about 10, 15 minutes of stuff that's going on Friday. We figure I'm just going to focus the show on the games on a Saturday and Sunday. Now, don't forget, if you need any games tonight for Friday night, I got a couple of games. I got one going right now on the message board at payafteryouwin.com. PayAfterYouWin.com, we're going through a little transition here, Cap. I mean, the bottom line is that I had some technical problems. We just turned in a little message board where I put up a few plays. I got one free play going at PayAfterYouWin.com. PayAfterYouWin.com, PayAfterYouWin.com. And the reason I'm telling you that because even though it's a Friday night game, you can get a free play every day at PayAfterYouWin.com. Don't let the name fool you, Cap. You don't have to give me nothing. You don't have to give me nothing if you win. I mean, you can go to PayAfterYouWin.com as long as I got it set up like it is, which will be for another couple of months, and you can get a free pick. I mean, this is one of my best bets of the day, and you can get that free play every day, and you never have to give me a nickel, and you'll win money, man. I mean, we lost last night. I mean, we had a pretty good winning streak going. We lost last night. We had Indiana, the Hoosiers. Yeah, what a screw job that was. You're getting 21. I mean, at no time did you ever think you weren't going to cover the spread until they weren't and didn't and threw the ticket to trash. But tonight we got another play. But look, if you want the other games for Friday, after I do the program, you can always call me toll free at 1-833-MEATMAN. 1-833-MEATMAN. 1-833-632-8626. Give you the Friday games, the Saturday games. I get a game Sunday, Monday with Labor Day and all that. Of course, next week, the pro football, the Thursday night game. Anytime you need to get in touch with the Meat Man, give me a call, 1-833-MEATMAN. Of course, you can always call me on my Vegas cell phone, 702-609-0930. 702-609-0930. All right, now we got a lot of stuff to cover today. We got a full slab of college football games being played on a Saturday And I got a lot of opinions on some of the games. I believe I got a couple. I definitely got a couple of games that I'm going to give out during the course of the program. And then next week we're going to change it all up a little bit because we'll have to talk about the NFL and college football. So let's get this thing going here, Cap. Let's get the party started. But before we do that, I just want to quickly remind everybody that the following information is to be used as news material only and is not intended to violate any state, federal, or local laws. All right, we'll start with the LSU game. We'll start with the shoe. LSU, the Tigers. Wow, this is a huge game. This is a huge game right here. LSU lost the first game of the season last year. Everybody was calling for the coach to get canned. Les Miles, he got canned a couple of weeks later. Ed Ogeron comes in. He does a great job as an interim coach. He lost to Florida. Man, if he wouldn't have lost to Florida, I would have no doubt about Ed Ogeron being the man with the plan, the boss with the sauce. But that loss to the Gators last year, I tell you, that was a head scratcher, man. That was a head scratcher. That was a game that they were supposed to play in Florida, but they played in LSU because of the hurricane, and I don't know, man. Wow. But nevertheless, man, I tell you, Ogeron, Coach O, he's got to start out with a win, man. He cannot lose. He cannot lose this game. He can't lose it. I mean, if he loses this game, he's going to lose half the fans. Because, they already got a bunch of fans out there that they're ready to pounce, man. They're ready to jump all over this guy. They're ready to say, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. So, man, I tell you, a lot of pressure on the LSU Tigers and Ed Ogeron. And, of course, instead of taking a nice little trip to Houston, you get to go to the Superdome. You take a 90-minute bus ride instead of going to the airport, getting on a plane. I don't know if they're going to fly into Houston or not. It's a 6-hour drive, an hour flight. I'm not quite sure how LSU was going to handle that, but I can't imagine they're going to fly to the Superdome. I could just got to be a bus ride. So, the line, it kind of opened around 12 and a half, and then BYU played that first game and kind of crept up to 14, and then they moved the game from the spot in Houston to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, and the line went to 16. But now, after all of this stuff, because you got to remember, this line was out before the BYU Portland State line was out last week. So that's LSU BYU line. It's been all over the place. I mean, some casinos opened it out here in Las Vegas before Chris, Costa Rica International Sports, put their line out. I mean, some people had LSU as light as an 8.5, 9.5 point favorite before it went to 12.5, 13. Let's see. At the Chris, Costa Rica International Sports, that's where the line originates. Anybody ever wants to know where does the point spread originate? It originates at a place called Chris, Costa Rica International Sports. And their American post-up shop is a place called Bookmaker. You ever looking for a place to play, you go to my website, meatandpotatoes.com or payafteryouwin.com, and you click that Bookmaker banner, Dave Scandaliato certified, Cap. If you win, I know for a fact you're going to get paid. Don't sweat the game. You can sweat the game, but you don't want to sweat the payout, Cap. You know what I'm talking about? I mean, look, it's hard enough to win the game. You don't have to worry about whether you're going to get paid or not. I've been advertising this place for a decade. I just looked at my little book. I started back in 2007. 2007. 10 years I've been talking about this place. All right, let's see. Now, you got to keep in mind that when Bookmaker reopened the line after the change of venue, they opened the LSU 16 and the total 49. Because basically what happened was they took the game off the board because of the new site, and then they just set a brand new opening line. And the opening line on the game came out 16-49. This is the BYU LSU game in the Superdome, not the one in Houston. This is a totally different ball game. That's why they reset the line. They take it off the board and they reset the line. So they give it a new opening line, they give it a new total, and the line and the total has gone down 2 points. Right now, at bookmaker, LSU's a 14-point favorite, and the total is 47. Man, this is a tough game right here, man. This is tough. I mean, this is tough because it's just a guess. It's a guess. I mean, is LSU capable of beating BYU by over 2 touchdowns? Probably. You know, the Superdome ought to be sold out, you would think. I mean, I heard some of the prices for the tickets, which is embarrassing, by the way. It's embarrassing. Let's just call it what it is. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing what they charge to the ticket. It's embarrassing what they charge at a park. It's embarrassing what they charge for the box of popcorn. It's just embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. The whole thing is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. But you figure there's going to be a lot of LSU fans, and there ain't going to be a lot of BYU fans at this. I mean, if you got 80,000 people in the Superdome, you got to figure worst case scenario or best case scenario for BYU is they got a quarter of the stadium. 60,000 Tiger fans, 20,000 BYU Cougar fans. So that would be 3-1. But of course, I think it's going to be more like 8-1. 70,000 Tiger fans, 10,000 BYU fans. That's 70-1, 7-1. I think it could be something like that because I think if BYU, I mean, they might not want to come to New Orleans. I mean, look, let's be brutally honest. If I'm living in BYU, which I think is in Utah, don't hold me to that. I did not do good in what class was that? Giano. I did good in Giano. All the math classes I did good at. Geography. I think that's what it was, where you had to know what all the states were and all of that stuff. But nevertheless, I can see why somebody at BYU who was going to Houston for a football game might say to himself, man, I'm not going down there. You'd have to have your head examined to go down there after what's going on. The people in Louisiana, I mean, this is nothing. Nothing. I mean, you know, so there might be 75,000 LSU fans in the Superdome and 5,000 BYU fans. It'd be like a home game. It'd be like a home game, but man, 14 points, a lot of points. Remember, BYU, the last 4 times that BYU has lost, I mean, they don't lose by much. I think the last 4 times they've lost by 7 points, something like that. I mean, it ain't a lot. It ain't a lot. It ain't a lot. I can tell you right now, it ain't a lot. And then you give 2 touchdowns. They had a warm-up game, and everybody goes, oh, man, I saw the game. I saw the game last week against BYU and Portland State. Man, look, that was last week. That was last week, Cap. You can't be worried about all that. You can't be worried about what happened last week. This is this week, man. Believe me, if you're betting on LSU because of what you saw last week with BYU and Portland State, man, I just have to disagree with that. I mean, I just have to disagree. It's as simple as that. I mean, BYU last year, they lost to Boise State 28-27. BYU has won 9 out of their last 10 games. Their only loss, like I said, was at Boise State, 28-27. I don't know, man. I mean, heck, I'm leaning toward BYU, man. I ain't going to lie to everybody. I mean, I'm not looking to piss anybody off or anything like that. It's going to be a long season, man. Remember, I'm the guy that came on the radio. I think LSU's going to go 10-2, 11-1 this year. I just 8-4 and 9-3 and all of that stuff. I mean, the over/under's 9. I mean, the over/under's 9. I mean, in order for LSU to go over, they got to win 10 games. But man, I don't know about this. I mean, BYU in their last boom, ba, bang, boom, ba, boom, ba, boom. In their last 10 games, they've been the favorite. In 8 out of 10, they were getting 3.5 points at Michigan State. I think that's Michigan State. They beat them 31-14, and they were getting 7.5 against Boise State. In the game, they lost 28-27. I don't know. I mean, look, I think LSU's going to have a good year. But there's a lot of people out there that were saying LSU wasn't going to have a good year, 8-4. But they were going to play the cat and mouse game in the first half and then show their real talent in the second half and blow out BYU or beat BYU or cover the spread against BYU. Well, if you're predicting LSU to go 8-4, they don't have any kind of special talent that can come out of the locker room in the second half and put a team away like BYU. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, BYU's a good team. They've won 9 out of the last 10 games they've played. They won a bowl game last year. They lost 1 game at Boise State, 28-27. This is a good football team. I mean, let's be brutally honest here. This is a good football team. LSU and BYU have never played. They've never played each other, ever. This is the first time these two schools have ever met. And we're going to see. We're going to see. I'm leaning toward BYU because of the points. 14 points. It's a lot of points, man. You go to Boise State and you only lose by 1. You go to a couple of these other places and win the game. Yeah, I mean, you're not a bad team if you can do that. You can go to the blue turf at Boise State and lose 28-27 for your only loss in the last 10 games. I mean, you're not that bad. You're not that bad. And even though I think LSU is going to go 10-2 this year, maybe 11-1, maybe sneak into the Final Four, I mean, I'm not going to lay 14 points with them the first game. With Coach Ozer, this is his first game as the head coach. I mean, I know he coached some other games, but those were interim games, man. Those were interim games. Those don't count. Those don't count, man. I hate to say it. Those don't count. I mean, they count, but they don't count. It's kind of hard to explain. You're the interim coach. You're not really the coach. You're the interim coach. And you did good, but man, wow. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not quite sure how to explain it, but put me down for BYU. Plus the 14 points. Put the MeatMan down for Brigham Young University plus the 14 points. And I'd lock into 14. I think it might go down a little bit. I'm in a no-lose situation. I'm taking BYU plus the points. I got to bet on LSU over the total. And the season wins. You know what I'm saying? Either way, I'm going to bet a happy man. Either way, I'm going to get my first win with the LSU Tigers. I got to get 10 wins to cash my over the total ticket. If LSU wins by 1 to 13 points, I cash both tickets. And if LSU loses outright, I mean, it's just going to be a long, miserable year, but because my season win total bet won't be no good. Because it's going to be hard to win 10 games if you can't win against BYU in the Louisiana Superdome 90 minutes away from Baton Rouge. If you can't win there, then you're going to have a hard time winning at Alabama, against Auburn, Texas A&M, at Florida. You're going to have a hard time winning those games, Cap. So that's why this one's pretty important for the LSU Tigers to start the season. But Put me down for BYU, man. Put me down for the Cougars, and we'll make the selection official toward the end of the program. But put me down for BYU plus the 2 touchdowns, my first pick. I went undefeated in the preseason, Cap. Say what you want about the MeatMan. Went undefeated. I didn't lose a game. Either 4-0 or 5-0. If you want to give me credit for the Cleveland Browns play over the New Orleans Saints, I'll take it, Cap. But if not, that's fine. You want to be stingy? You want to cheat the MeatMan out of one of his wins? That's right, 4-0. Pittsburgh Steelers over the New York Giants. I remember them. I don't even have them written down. I got them remembered. That was a winner. San Francisco, they went out right at Kansas City. I had that one. The Houston Texans, they beat the New England Patriots. And last week, I give it to you, I know I got lucky. I know I had the Detroit Lions. I know they were losing 24-0 at the end of the first quarter. But they don't grade the game at the end of the first quarter unless you make a first quarter bet. You don't make a bet in the first quarter, it doesn't matter what the score is, okay? Because at one point, it was 28-24. New England got a couple of field goals at the end of the game. They wound up winning the game 30-28, but they did not, N-O-T, they did not cover the spread. We were getting 3.5 or 4, and that made us undefeated. I didn't play any preseason games this week on the radio show because they were all on a Thursday. So we'll see what happens. I'm due to lose one, but believe me, I've won 13, 14, 15 in a row. Believe me. So, hey, all right, we got to take a break. We got to take a commercial break. When we come back, I got all sorts of college football games that I want to talk to you about on Saturday. I'm going to give you my best bet, my lock, as soon as we come out of the commercial break. I might give the play out within 5 seconds. Coming out of the commercial break, and nobody knows when it's going to end. I don't even know when it's going to end, to be brutally honest with you. So don't touch that down. Cap, you're listening to Sports Line Radio with Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato, coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada, the sports gaming capital of the United States of America. And we're doing it all right here on 910 AM WBR. CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. I'll be right back, Don.
Sorry.
So, what is it?
It's one on Harlan, one is Sunday, one is at 3:30, about 8 minutes.
What is it? The Eastern, what is it?
Eastern Dish.
And you want to call it what?
Lots of both wins. Like 2 for the club and change.
Put an extra minute of commercials in there. Can you do that? Thank you. Yes. Is that good, or can I get a minute and a half?
Did you call me?
I'm not
I'm
going to be able to get it in.
Why?
Because I've got to go back on the air. So I can't get it in.
All right, sure. I just, there was the 1-3:30.
How much time I got, Don? Can you give me one more? All right. All right. And welcome back to Sports Line Radio. My name is Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato, and I am broadcasting live from beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada, the sports and gaming capital of the United States of America. And you're listening to this program right here like we do every Friday, 9:10 a.m. WUBR, CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. And don't forget, you can always listen live at PelicanSportsTV.com, PelicanSportsTV.com, and I YouTube the show, and you can actually see what I do during the commercial breaks. I put in bets on the phone and do this and that, and I do all sorts of stuff, man. You kind of watch behind the scenes of what a guy does during a commercial break, which is nothing. I mean, I did just put in a bet. I got my buddy asked me, I got a buddy who sits and he listens to the show. And he asked me to put in a parlay for him. Eastern Michigan on the money line and Virginia Tech on the money line. So that's what I did. I put in Eastern Michigan on the money line and I put in Virginia Tech on the money line. And we'll see what happens. He plays a deuce game. You're a $2 player. He put $3 on this one here. You play a little money line parlay. I actually don't like betting like that. I'm not a big fan of betting a -$6 favorite and parlaying it with a $2 favorite. But some people like to do that. They like to take a big amount of money and try to grind out a little bit of money. And some people do that. It works for some people. The meat man, I don't do that. I play one game, no parlays, none of that nonsense. I'm a meat and potatoes kind of guy. That's why I own the website, meatandpotatoes.com. And what I do, if you're watching on the YouTube thing, I got the William Hill app right here. This is William Hill. I got the one for the Stations Casino. You bet right over your phone, man. Right over the phone, right over the app. It checks to see. It's like Uber or Lyft. It finds your location, where you're located at, and as long as I'm in the state of Nevada, I can make all my bets on the phone. I never have to go to a casino other than to collect. You go to casino to collect, and you go to the casino to deposit. And now you can deposit, I think, right over the phone. I'm not quite sure how that works, to be brutally honest with you. But, man, if you're out there and you don't have anywhere to play, check out my website, meatandpotatoes.com or payafteryouwin.com. I got to play at payafteryouwin.com. It's up there right now for college football tonight, Friday night. Now, I said I wasn't going to talk about the Friday games because I want the show to be more geared toward Saturday college football and the Sunday NFL. That way, when you watch the rebroadcast on YouTube, you're not getting a bunch of stuff from Friday night. But I put a free play every day up at payafteryouwin.com, www.payafteryouwin.com, payafteryouwin.com. I got a free play up there right now for a Friday night, and I have a play up there every day. I haven't put the play up there yet for Saturday and Sunday and Monday and all that, but every day, you can get a free play at payafteryouwin.com. I turned it into a little message board. I kind of got it parked right now. So that's the terminology in the website world. It's parked. But instead of just having it parked, I put a little message board on it. That way I can put a free pick up there if I want to tell anybody something, this, that, or the other thing. And while I try to figure out what I'm going to do with payafteryouwin.com, I got it just kind of sitting right there. So check it out every day if you want to get that free play. And don't forget, if you need any information on the games tonight, on Friday night, or any Friday night, you can always call me toll-free, 1-833-MEATMAN, 1-833-MEATMAN, 1-833-632-8626. You're going to talk directly with me, Cap. Directly with me. Remember, I own payafteryouwin.com. I own payafteryouwin.com, man. You don't win, you don't pay. It's as simple as that, man. If you don't win, I don't get nothing. I don't get nothing. And look, God, God bless you. You know how hard it is to win. Man, look, it's tough. Winning is tough. It's tough. But it can be done. It can be done with a little money management, little discipline, little bit of this, little bit of that. It can happen. It can happen. All right, now, don't forget, tell your friends, tell your family, every Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., 9:10 a.m. WUBR. CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. I'm sandwiched in between TK, Tommy Chrysan, and Ken Trahan, who's doing the prep football report coming up after this. He's all over the states. I mean, I'm in a great spot. 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Everybody's driving home and waiting for the meat man to give them a pick. And here it comes, Cap. Here it comes, my best bet, my lock, my absolute lock. But first, we're going to take a commercial break. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It was a joke. It was a radio joke. We ain't taking no break. Look at Don back in the studio. I got him. It's like a comedy program. With winning picks. Remember, the Beat Man was undefeated in the preseason. Undefeated. That's pretty good. I hate to say it. I mean, it's not going to go that well this year. I'm going to lose some games, but hopefully we won't lose this one. Now, I'm going to give out a game. I'm giving out Coastal Carolina on Saturday. Now, a lot of people are saying, Meat Man, stop it. The bookie ain't taking no action on Coastal Carolina. Oh, yeah, he is. I can tell you right now, Cap, he sure the heck is going to take some action because it's right there on the schedule. Game 161-162. UMass is going on the road to face Coastal Carolina right now at Bookmaker, which is where the line originates. You got UMass, the Minutemen. They are a 2.5-point favorite. The total is 56.5. Coastal Carolina opened a 3-point favorite. The total 59. Anybody that lays points with Massachusetts on the road is a bozo. I'm sorry. I mean, look, that's the bottom line, man. Look, Massachusetts stinks. They stink. I had Hawaii last week against Massachusetts. And Massachusetts actually had a 2-score lead. I was about to look like a fool in front of all these people that called me the first week. I told them I had this huge monster play. And everybody was going, oh, what is it? I'm giving them Hawaii. Next thing you know, Hawaii's down 2 scores. The phone's ringing. I'm like, Cap, just wait till after the game to call me. Don't call me in the third quarter telling me what the score is. I'm watching the game, brother. And thank God Hawaii scored with like 30 seconds to go. They win the game outright. We didn't even need the points. But, Hawaii was the favorite in the game, and the gamblers made Massachusetts the favorite. And UMass shouldn't be favored over anybody, especially a team like Hawaii, who was a 10-point favorite over them the year before. Hawaii went to Massachusetts the year before as a 10-point favorite and beat Massachusetts. I don't think they covered the spread that game, but I know they won. I know they won the game. Now, here's the deal. Massachusetts is playing as Coastal Carolina. Now, Coastal Carolina, they stepping up in class now. They playing with the big boys now. But the bottom line is they've won their last 7 games. They ended the season last year on a 7-game winning streak. They scored 41, 58, 17, 33, 49, 38, 31, 42, and 26. Now, Massachusetts, on the other hand, they've only won 1 game out of their last 9, and I think it's like 2 out of the last 20. The last game Massachusetts won was against Wagner. Wagner. I want you to stop and think about that. Wagner. Not Schwagman. Wagner. That's the last time Massachusetts won a football game was at home against Wagman. I don't even know what the Wagman mascot is. I don't even know what the last name of the team is. Like the LSU Tigers or the Louisiana Lafayette Raging Cajuns or the Alabama Crimson Tide. I don't even know what Wagner's middle name is or last name is. I mean, my God, how can you bet? I mean, come on. Massachusetts shouldn't be favored over anybody on the road, period, end of discussion. End of discussion. I mean, but we're going to talk about some other games. We're going to talk about some other stuff, but the bottom line, my best bet for Saturday's college football action, this is my lock. When everybody calls me at 1-833 MeatMan, tomorrow, you're getting Coastal Carolina. Coastal Carolina. I hope it goes to 3. I hope it goes to 3, man. That's what I want. I hope it goes to 3. You're going to get Coastal Carolina. If you call me tomorrow at 1-833 MeatMan, you might get something else. I might give you something else. I might give you some other plays. I mean, if you say, hey, I'll listen to you on the radio, I already got that pick. I'll give you another one, Cap. No problem. But the best bet for Saturday, pick number 2. I'm taking BYU the Cougars plus the 14 points with my first play against the LSU Tigers. I think LSU's going to win the game, but 14 points, that's a lot of wood, Cap. It's a lot of wood. It's a lot of lumber to lay. I wish I was getting 16, to be brutally honest with you, but it's down to 14, and it is what it is. And then my second pick, I'll take Coastal Carolina. Don't let your bookie tell you he's not booking the play, because it's the 5th game on the schedule. You got Kent State and Clemson is above it, and Akron and Penn State is below it. It's game 161, 162. Massachusetts at Coastal Carolina. I'll take Coastal Carolina plus 2.5 points for my second pick for today's program. All right, now we're going to take a break. We're going to take one more commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk about a lot of the games on the Saturday college football card. I got another player, too, that I'm going to go ahead and give out to everybody. So don't touch that dial, Cap. You're betting on football on a Saturday. You don't want to touch that dial. You're listening to Sportsline Radio. I'm coming at you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. My name is Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato. I own 2 websites, payafteryouwin.com and meatandpotatoes.com. And you're listening to this program, Sportsline Radio, which has every Friday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time, right here on 910 AM WUPR. CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. Yeah, that was a joke. Let's see something here. Hey, I'll be right back. I got it in, all right? So you don't come in for the post-game show? No? You don't have to do the radio side of it or nothing? Yes. Gotcha. All right. And welcome back to Sportsline Radio. My name is Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato, and I'm coming out to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada, the sports and gaming capital of the United States of America. And you're listening to this program right here on 910 AM WUBR CBS Sports Radio Baton Rouge. And don't forget that every week, man, we come on this station and we talk about betting on the games. That's right. We pick games against the spread. And we're going to keep accurate records. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to get in that no-good stinking bookie's wallet. You know that no-good SOB? You know the guy I'm talking about? He lives down the street. He's the only guy in the whole block, ain't got a job. Nice house, big fence around it. Got them nice new cars. Kids go to the private school. Some kind of way his old lady's 10, 12 years younger than him. Looks pretty good. You know that clown? You know the guy I'm talking about? The bookie. You know, I've always said I don't want his kids. I don't want his wife. I don't want his stinking used car. I don't want his house. But there's something he's got that I want. And it's in his safe. And it's called his money. And I want it. And I got a big chunk of my bookie's money. He says, I'm not booking you anymore to the preseason meet, man. It's like, shut up, man. Shut up. I mean, he's telling me about all the money he won, my bookie friend. All the money he won. But are you going to cut me off next year for preseason? Because he wants to win all the money. I'm like, you know, don't be so greedy, Cap. Don't be so greedy. Open your arms. Open your safe to all of us, man. Open it up. Open it up, man. Open it up. Open it all up to us, man. You know, I mean, come on. So I just want his money, man. That's all I want. That's all I want is the guy's money. That's all I want is his money. I just want his money, and that's it. That's it. And we got it during the preseason, man. We got it. We got it in his wallet, man. But now it's the regular season. A lot of people don't bet preseason. A lot of people will tell me, Meat Man, you went undefeated in the preseason. I don't bet preseason. I've been waiting for the regular season to start. So not only did I have the pressure of picking games in the preseason, now I gotta start all over again. Because everybody that didn't bet the preseason games saw how well I did in the preseason, and now everybody's counting on the Meat Man to come through week one of the regular season. Of course, one of the picks I gave out, BYU. I know a lot of people aren't going to play BYU because a lot of people that listen to the show, at least the ones that live in Baton Rouge, they're not going to want to bet against LSU. I don't feel real comfortable betting against LSU, to be brutally honest with everybody. But, 2 touchdowns is 2 touchdowns, man. I mean, that's a lot of points. That's a lot of points. Now, they got a couple of games that are pretty interesting here. You got a couple of games that are pretty interesting. Obviously, we got the Alabama-Florida State game. And then, of course, we got the Florida and Michigan game. But the game I'm looking at is this Southern Mississippi Kentucky game. That's the game I'm kind of looking at. You know, it's like going out to the club. You know, you go to the club and you kind of got your eye on a couple of girls. One of them's at Coastal Carolina, the Chanticleers. But across the other room, there's another nice-looking girl. And her name is Southern Mississippi. The Golden Eagles. She's got golden hair. Now, Southern Miss, they getting 10 points against Kentucky. They getting 10 points against Kentucky. Actually, bookmakers got them at 10.5. Bookmakers got them at 10.5. And last year, if you remember correctly, these two teams played in Kentucky. They played in Kentucky. The game's in Southern Miss this year. They getting 10 points. Last year, these two teams played. Kentucky was at home. They were 3.5-point favorite. And Southern Miss went there and beat them 44-35. Now, a couple of years ago, Southern Miss was one of the worst teams in all of college football. They were one of the worst teams in all of college football, but they got it turned around. They got it turned around, and last year, wound up going to a bowl game. They beat Louisiana Lafayette. That must have been a New Orleans Bowl. 28-21. Kentucky lost to Georgia Tech on New Year's Eve, 33-18 in their bowl game. I don't know, man. Southern Miss getting 10.5. That looks like a pretty good spot. That looks like a pretty good spot to be in. Getting 10.5 at home. Played the same team last year. You beat them. You beat them. It was early in the season when you beat them, and I'm not saying they're going to beat them again. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. Now, I'm not saying they're going to beat them again. I'm not saying they're going to beat them again. I'm definitely not saying that. But I think they can stay within the 10. In pro football, the team that wins the game covers a spread 85% of the time. It's not like that in college football. College football, you have a lot of teams. It's a lot more balanced. Let's just say it's a lot more balanced. You got a lot of teams that'll lose a game in college football and still cover the spread. I don't know, man. Southern Miss, like I said, getting 10.5 at home against a team that they beat last year. They put up 44 points on them last year. I mean, Kentucky did score 35, but once again, last year, I mean, the game was in Kentucky. This time it's at Southern Miss. Put me down for the Golden Eagles, Cap. Put the MeatMan down for his third play. Play number 3 for the MeatMan. I got the Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles. I got them. I got the BYU Cougars plus the 14, and I got Coastal Carolina, the Chanticleers, plus 2.5. I got 3 plays so far. 3 plays. I got to come up with one more. What I'm going to do, just for the record, I'm signing up for this contest at the Stations Casino. It's called the Last Man Standing. You pick one game a week against the spread. One game a week. I'm going to have 5 entries for the college football and 5 entries for the pro football. And what I'm going to do on the show each week, I'm going to tell you I'm putting in the contest. Because I'm going to probably go put the picks in on Friday, if not earlier in the week. Once I made my mind up who I'm already going with, I believe I'd rather just go get them in and get it out of the way. So next week, now I might put the same team on 3 of the contest entries and then one team on another, one on another. Who knows what I'm going to do? But I'm going to have 5 entries in a college football contest and 5 entries in a pro football contest. You pick one game a week. One game a week against the spread. If you win, you keep going. If you lose, you're eliminated. I like this contest. They really ought to have a season-long contest like this. They ought to have a season-long contest where you just pick one game a week. One game a week against the spread. When you put the play in, you get the current line at the casino that hosts the contest. Instead of having all these stale lines and letting people pick a game that's plus 7.5 on the card and only plus 4 on the board. I mean, you have contests like that, you're going to have problems. You're going to have problems, Cap. And I kind of like this one pick thing. I'm going to report back to you next week and tell you exactly how it works. But for right now, that's the plan. That's the plan. All right, let's see if I come up with one more game. One more game, and that play is going to be Arkansas State, the Red Wolves, catching 14.5 points against the Nebraska Cornhuskers. And Arkansas State, they're not bad. They won 8 out of their last 9 games last year. 8 out of their last 9. And they had a pretty good offense. Their last, their last 7 games of the season, 51 points, they won that game. 31, they won that game. 41, they won that game. 35, they won that game. Then they played Louisiana Lafayette. They only put up 19 points. They lost that game. Came back the following week, put up 36, and then 31 against Central Florida in a bowl game. Now, of course, Nebraska last year, they went to a bowl game and lost 38-24 last year against Tennessee. Nebraska's lost 4 of their last 6. I think, don't hold me to this for now, because I got to make sure, because until you see the guy playing quarterback, but I think the old Tulane quarterback is playing for Nebraska. Tanner Lee. Don't hold me to this, man, because, look, I could be 100% wrong here. I could be 100% wrong. But if Tanner Lee is quarterbacking for Nebraska, the guy that went to Jesuit, the guy that played for Tulane, man, I gotta take a shot against him. And I'm not pulling against the guy. But, I mean, look, if you played for Tulane, and I saw him play for Tulane, obviously, he's transferring to Nebraska. I don't know if I'm right or wrong. My beeper's going off, not the beeper, but the text message thing on the phone. So I don't know if I'm right or wrong, but I would never lay 14.5 points with a team that Tanner Lee is the quarterback of. And that's no disrespect to him or his family. Now, I could change my mind after the first week. He could go out there and throw 6 touchdowns, and Nebraska could beat Arkansas State 48-zip. And I will change my mind immediately, because when you're betting on sports, you have to be flexible. You cannot be stubborn. How long did it take you to realize when the Saints won the Super Bowl that they were a pretty good team? I knew they were a good team week 3 of the preseason when he beat the Oakland Raiders 55-something. You knew. When the St. Louis Rams took the field, you knew after a week or 2, this was going to be the greatest show on turf, an offensive explosion. You knew that. You need to know this stuff. You need to know this stuff. And look, if Tanner Lee goes out there, if he starts, if I even know what I'm talking about, and he goes out there and he has a big game, believe me, I'll be the first guy to admit it, and I'll be the first guy to tell you, hey man, we're off the betting against Nebraska bandwagon. But let's see, 14.5, it's a lot of points. Nebraska's not that good. Arkansas State, the Red Wolves, they're very explosive. And you give a team like Arkansas State 2 touchdowns, man, they down 20 points with 3 minutes to go. They're throwing the ball on every down trying to score while Nebraska's trying to run the clock out. I'm going to go ahead and take a shot. It's game 167-168. I'll take Arkansas State, the Red Wolves, plus 14.5. The Mirage has them 15. That's the clown joint out here in Las Vegas where I go. So, all right, let's see if we do a quick recap. 161-162. I'm taking Coastal Carolina, the Chanticleers, at home plus the 2.5. Game 167-168. I'll take Arkansas State plus the 15, 14.5, 15 against Nebraska. Then going down the schedule, we're going to take Southern Mississippi, the Golden Eagles, plus the 10.5 at home against Kentucky. That's game 193-194. And, of course, the LSU game has a new betting number. Game 307-308, LSU and BYU. I'll take the BYU Cougars plus the 14.5. A lot of places, some places have 15. The Clown Joint, which is the Mirage and MGM and all of those places out here, that Circus, they got 15. So I'll take the 15 and the BYU Cougars. So 4 plays for the MeatMan, all underdogs. And let's see what happens, Cap. I was 4-0, 5-0 in the preseason right here on the radio, so we're going to see what happens. 4 games. If you need more information, you need more picks, you forgot what the games were, you can always call and talk directly with me, the MeatMan, Dave Scandaliato. My own personal phone number. I'll have this phone number for the rest of my life. 1-833-MeatMan. 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 All right, that is going to wrap it up for this edition of Sportsline Radio. As always, I want to thank my man Don back in the studio. Everything went smooth. Sorry about that joke, Don, but just checking, just see. But I thank you every week. It runs real smooth. Of course, I got to thank my man TK, Tommy Chrysan, the host of Pelican Sports Radio and Tigers Roar and the post-game show. Don't forget about all of that, the post-game show immediately following LSU's victory against BYU. And, of course, the owner of Pelican Sports Radio, Pelican Sports TV, my man Alan, who gave the MeatMan a chance, put me in a game to do the show, and I really enjoy doing this, and hopefully we're going to continue it. I want everybody to bet with your head, not over it, man. Money management is the key to turning a profit. Betting sports. My name is always Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato, and I'll see you in 167 hours right here on Sportsline. All right, so I know you got to do the prep thing. Yep. Really? Wow. Wow. Oh, hey. All right. I will definitely talk to you next week, and hopefully LSU wins. Jeez, I hope they win. All right. It'll just be so much nicer, it'll just be more friendly. If, you know how it is. It won't be this hate-filled station with people calling with all the hate and all of that. We don't need all that. Right. It will be. See you later. All right. That's going to wrap it up for this edition of Sportsline Radio. Don't forget, you need to get in touch with the MeatMan. My email, dave@meatandpotatoes.com, dave@meatandpotatoes.com, or dave@payafteryouwin.com, dave@payafteryouwin.com, payafteryouwin.com. Don't forget, you can always call me toll free on my own personal phone number that I'm going to have for the rest of my life. 1-833-MeatMan, 1-833-MEATMAN, 1-833-632-8626. Want to thank everybody who tuned in on Friday to listen to the show live on 9:10 a.m. WUBR, CBS Sports Radio, Baton Rouge. And, of course, everybody who listened live at PelicanSportsTV.com, PelicanSportsTV.com. Don't forget to download the Pelican Sports app on your phone. That way you can listen to Pelican Sports Radio 24/7, 365. My name is always Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato. My show's on every week, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Time, right out here in Las Vegas. And we YouTube the show. It'll be up around, midnight, Friday night. And let's see if we can't win some money. And once again, you want to get in touch with the MeatMan? You want more picks? You want more action? 1-833-MeatMan, 1-833-MEATMAN. As always, my name is Dave, the MeatMan Scandaliato. and I'll see you in 167 hours right here on Sportsline.